Hi, my name is Nelson, and as a CEO, here are some of these fundraising strategies that I've used in the past that have worked for me. And I think if you are a founder or a nonprofit founder, these strategies can help you as you fundraise. Number one, fundraising is based on trust and credibility. Nobody wants to fund someone that they can't trust. And you have to build trust and credibility over time by building track record. What trust and credibility does for you is it builds relationship, and relationship is a very big factor in funding. Once you've been able to establish trust and credibility, your relationship with the investment partner or funding partner would increase naturally because you are now trustworthy. In the past, when I started my organization, I had to, as a lawyer and a legal tech founder, I had to prove my track record over the years. I would develop software, I would go to prisons, and I would provide access to justice, leveraging the technologies I have built to scale up. And these are the ways I proved my track record, and I was able to get people to start funding me. And this funding doesn't come all at once. It comes incrementally. So the first funding phase might be a $50,000, $1,000, and it could increase over time. In your scenario, it might start from a 10 or it might start from $1 million, depending on how you are able to develop and prove your strategies and your investment. The second point under this trust and credibility is also the fact that you need to show leadership. Investors fund individuals that have shown leadership, that shows that they can deliver what they've promised. So this is how it happens. If an investor would like to fund you and they notice that you haven't got the required skill set in the field they are trying to work in, or you don't have an experience in that field, then it becomes a little bit more challenging because they don't trust you to deliver what you promise. So you need to build the skill set and the track record for you to be able to be investment worthy. The way you look at funding needs to change from just pitching and sending out proposals and getting people to invest in your project or in your startup. The way you need to look at it is from the perspective of a founder. How do you fit into their investment portfolio? Most investment partners or funding partners look at investment from the perspective of how does it complement their existing strategy or portfolio partners. If your investment partner works in financial transparency within the nonprofit sector, you need to consider that they probably need a justice actor within that sector that could take out the output and leverage strategic litigation on that output to drive more impact. So if the financial transparency organization exposes corruption, they need the second organization to pick up the corruption report or the output and the evidence gathered to file a strategic litigation that can drive impact within that space. Then they could also be looking out for a media company that could drive advocacy within that space. So the combination of these factors could help build their investment thesis. And you need to look at positioning within that space and collaboration within that space to complement their investment strategy. So thinking about investment from their perspective would help. Now, the other way not to look at it is when you are in a strategic, when you are put into a consortium that you've got many people working in the same sector you work. So for example, you work in the justice sector and the other set of partners are working in the justice sector. Instead of them complementing each other, from experience, what happens is that they get to compete. So let's say you've got a portfolio that works within fintech. When you put too many portfolios that work in the same fintech and you're trying to fund them, they tend to compete rather than complement each other. So when you are in a consortium, look at how you can complement. The angle, the perspective, the strategy is to complement the existing consortium partners within your smart strategy to fundraising. The third point under trust and credibility is being transparent. You need to keep them up to date about what you're doing, how you're achieving the agreed goals and deliverables you've set for them. So if you are to generate revenue, you need to be delivering on that. If you are to deliver impact, you need to deliver on that. And if you are to do both as a social enterprise, you need to also equally deliver on that. Storytelling is really important to people that work within the social enterprise and the non-profit side. Now, how this works is that funders and individuals within that space need to tell the stories of impact they've been making so that the investment partner can have value for their money. Beyond this, for profit or startups need to also tell the stories of testimonials from their users so that it could also drive the value they bring to the table to their investment partner. Storytelling helps because it communicates the impact you're making. It shifts, it singles you out and spotlights the level of achievement and contributions you've made to that field. So if you find these tips and advice and strategies helpful, I believe you will find the next video helpful. Thank you for watching.